it's Tay of Shantae Plans, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a flip through my November setup. I used the Whisper Kit from TaylorMade Creative Planning, and I created my typical 8-page setup. And actually for the last 2 pages, I pulled in a kit from Sadie's Stickers. We're going to get into all of that in just a moment. But before we hop into November, I want to flip back to October and just make sure I have finished completing and filling out everything from October, which is also going to be a good way of getting an idea of what my planner setups are like if you are new to my channel. And this is a new style of bullet journaling for you. I've noticed that I did get a few new followers this month, which hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. And I do know that my personal style of bullet journaling is a little bit different than some of the other bullet journaling that I've seen. Mine is heavily focused on being decorative and using stickers. And I have been seeing the comment a lot that people find that the look of my bullet journal is really pretty. And I first, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that this is something that is appealing to people. So going back to October, I don't need to fill in anything on those days. So the only thing I actually really need to update, I didn't do any walking. I was not feeling my best towards the end of this past week, and so my goal is to walk a mile on my walking pad Monday through Friday, and then I also have a column for Saturday in case I miss one of the days throughout the week and I'm able to get a chance to get it done on Saturday. I didn't do anything Thursday or Friday, and I did not Saturday either, so it just is what it is at this point. We're going into a new month. I will start fresh tomorrow and hopefully do better. But the goal of that tracker is not to make me feel bad in case I don't meet my goals. It's simply there for me to record it so that I have it for my records. Moving on to my social media tracker, I've added in the closing numbers for the end of October. Those where my numbers were for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Definitely saw the most growth on YouTube October, which has been really cool. I definitely have been adding more content to my YouTube channel and bringing in some of my new bullet journaling content, and also adding in my YouTube shorts, which if you are seeing my bullet journal spreads, including the ones that we're going to look at for the month of November, and you're curious as to how I put them together, I do have YouTube shorts on my channel that shows me putting the pages together in like a plan with me style, so that way you can watch and see how the pages came together. Going into my order tracker, first things on the list is the TaylorMade Creative Peppermint Kit that already shipped. I'm so excited to get that in because I will be using that kit in December. I don't know if it's going to be my main kit or the kit that I use to do like a supplemental type spreads. We'll see what happens. Sadie Stickers Advent Calendar, that has not shipped yet, which I'm not surprised because we're heading into Advent season. It should be shipping soon, so I'll mark off once I get notification that that shipped. My new chapters kit not only shipped but arrived, and I got a chance to start using that. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. The Sadie Stickers Christmas foil, I did get notification that shipped. Awesome. Paper Trail Plans Christmas kit and journaling. They had a really huge sale. I caught the power hour, so mine was 25% off, and then last weekend everything was 20% off for this new release. So that was just last weekend, so I wasn't expecting that to have already shipped. And then I went back and ordered a couple more things from the new chapters kit, and I'll explain. It'll make a little bit more sense when we take a peek into my 2025 bullet journal, because I got started on a couple of the spreads, and the first thing I realized was I definitely wanted to have more of the florals and more of the washi. So I went back and ordered more of both of those. So that hasn't shipped yet, because again, that was another order that I just placed. Now let's take a look at my self-care and highlights page. When I did my October setup video that I posted on YouTube, these pages weren't completed yet. So this may be your first time seeing these 2 pages for the month of October. I used a kit from Sadie Stickers to create this, and it's just so beautiful. I love these colors. They're just such rich, beautiful fall tones, and I think that they are absolutely lovely. So let's mark off a couple more things on my self-care list that I know I did. That way I can see if I hit bingo or not this month. And my self-care list isn't so much about like trying to make, oh, I already hit bingo. Never mind. It's not about making it something where it's so difficult that it's like impossible for me to hit bingo. But it's just about making a list that allows me to record in a fun way how I'm managing my self-care for the month. And so I did end up hitting bingo, but only once this month, which is really interesting because in September, I actually ended up hitting bingo with like 2 rows. So we'll see how it goes for November. I also have my highlights already written down on this little insert that slides right into this pocket. I'm going to leave it in there for now because I've already written on it and I just enjoy the privacy, but I'm going to show you what the insert looks like in November because I also created one for November. So let's go ahead and move into our November spreads since October is now complete. Said for the month of November, I used a kit from TaylorMade Creative Planning, and the kit was called Whisper. I do have her shop linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking her out and seeing any of the kits in her shop. I started out with the opening pages. So I started out with my cover page and calendar page, and then my important dates page. This one was so fun to create, and the first idea I had was I knew I wanted to add this really fun torn paper edged border around it, and those from a sticker from Paper Trail Plans. And I loved the idea of giving it the border with the large floral deco in each of the corners. I just thought visually that was going to be really, really pretty. Then added in my calendar, which I drew with my highlighters, and added in the stickers from the kit and everything like that. And then moving on to my important dates page. This is just a little insert that I created, and I love that it just slides in there. I can pull it out and write down all of the important dates, which I can go ahead and write in daylight savings, which just happened today. It is November 3rd on the day that I am filming this. So I was just about to say, I'm surprised daylight savings wasn't on the sticker sheet that I used. This is from Paper Trail Plans, and it's just a list of holidays in their academic font, which is really perfect for what I've been doing with my important dates page because this academic font is pretty small, and so it fits very neatly on the lines that I draw with my little highlighters. And so I was like, I am so surprised they didn't have a daylight savings sticker. They totally did. I just forgot to put it on here. So I can go ahead and add this in. Daylight savings in. This is too long, but fits in there just fine. And then I've got the other things, and I'll go in and continue to update this with any personal things that I have coming up for the month that I'm looking forward to, and just gives me a nice overview of everything that's coming up for the month, and I can sort of at a glance see anything that's like important or anything I need to plan for or anything like that. That's why I enjoy having my important dates page right at the beginning of my monthly setup. And I do have a YouTube short uploaded on my channel showing how I put together both of those pages. So if you are interested in seeing that, it is available. And then we have my movies and TV page, which I'm really excited about for this year and need to start filling out because we have already started watching Christmas movies. Okay, so I've added in the first Christmas movie that we watched for this year, which was Operation Christmas Drop, which is it's a Netflix Christmas movie, and it definitely has the feel of like that Hallmark Lifetime type of Christmas movie vibe. Big city girl goes to a small town and saves the thing she was sent there to destroy. So, and if you watch, like, I watch a lot of those TikToks where they kind of parody those types of like Hallmark themes. And so it is so funny to me because it is always the same exact trope. And that does not stop me from watching it and watching every single version and every single type of movie. Like the ones on Netflix that are some of my favorites that I'm absolutely certain I will watch again. The Princess Switch, Snow Day, I think it was called. They have so many fun, cute little Christmas movies. And then I have like some of our favorites that are traditional that we watch every single year, that we will save for December, like Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, This Christmas, those will happen in December, but a lot of the more fun type little romantic Christmas rom-com movies that come out in November, I'm very much looking forward to. There's actually a couple more coming to Netflix pretty soon that I cannot wait to see. This is the page where I record all the movies and TV shows that I will regularly be watching. So all of my non-Christmas content will go into the box up here, like Abbott Elementary, definitely still watching that and enjoying the 4th season. So as I continue watching episodes, I'll be recording that and anything else that comes up. And then anything Christmas related will go into this box at the bottom, which is why I added that special so that I can keep track of that. Then for this page, we have my playlist, and I decided to go with an interactive page for this one. And that just folds and lifts out like this and gives me plenty of room to write down all of the regular music, Christmas music, Audible, and podcasts that I am listening to throughout this month. And so looking forward to getting that recorded there. So just went with kind of an interactive Dutch door for that one. On the other side of it, we have my mile tracker, which I am hoping to do well for this month. So November 1st started on a Friday, which we can already say I didn't do anything that Friday, so that's out. So we'll start with week 2 on Monday, give myself a fresh start and see how well I do for the rest of the month. And then when we get to the end of November, I will update my social media numbers for Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And actually really enjoy having these 2 things on this page. This has become like a really helpful tracking page in here. And this in particular, Smile Tracker has been a recent addition that only got added into my bullet journal because I ended up doing a live with Danny and Cassie, and I'd already completed my standard 8-page setup, and I just needed an idea of something to put in my bullet journal because we were going to be planning live and I needed something to plan. And then I kind of modified the format and ended up putting it on this page last month, and it just has been something that I've truly enjoyed using. So that is a really exciting addition to my bullet journal. I've only been bullet journaling since January of this year, so my format has changed a lot from month to month as I've tried out new things, saw what worked for me, what didn't, things that stuck, and things that I've changed up throughout the year. And so it has just been a really great learning process for me. And so when I land on a format that like works for me and that I'm really enjoying, that part is really exciting. I've not yet started any sticker shopping yet, but as I do, I will write down the date that I placed the order, the name of the shop, a short description of what I ordered, and then I'll check off when it was shipped and then when it was received. So got my order tracker all set up, as I'm certain I will be doing some sticker shopping very soon. And then we have this month's self-care bingo and the November highlights page. So for my self-care bingo, I can go ahead and start off by highlighting my free space. So already got one space going for me there. And I don't, well, it's November 3rd. This is one thing I know I've already done. And this I'm super excited about. We'll see what happens. My goal is to walk 10 miles by the end of this month. And we'll see if I can actually hit that. And the great thing is I have my mile tracker, which will be able to tell me very easily if I hit that goal on my self-care bingo. So that's a kind of a new addition that I added in for the month. And I love the thing about the self-care bingo is you can totally customize it to whatever works for you. But honestly, that's literally the thing I love about bullet journaling, period. You get to make this very customized journal that fits exactly what you want to record, exactly what is personalized to you. And so the spreads that you enjoy doing, you can include in your setup, and things that aren't applicable, you can just omit them. And I recently shared a video with just a list of different types of spreads that you can include in your bullet journal, from yearly spreads to monthly spreads to weekly to daily. And then also in that video, I linked in the description box to different influencers across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok who all inspired me when it came to bullet journaling and shared content ideas that are just phenomenal. There's so many great ideas out there. So if you are considering bullet journaling and thinking about it, I highly recommend checking out that video, and definitely also, of course, check out the links in the description box, because there are some people who have been bullet journaling a lot longer than I have who have incredible content out there, and you can find all kinds of inspiration and create a very customized bullet journal setup for yourself. So the last page of my November setup is my November highlights page. And this is something I started doing a couple months ago and have really been enjoying doing, is creating these cute little insert cards that have fashion doll from Tailor Made Creative Planning, added a little bit of some florals and some of the deco from this Sadie Stickers kit that I was using behind her, and then just used my highlighters to create these lined sections down at the bottom here. And I will just go ahead and throughout the month write in some of the highlights, or as I get to the end of the month, write down some of the highlights from the month of things that happened. And then I have this as a little memory keepsake. And then when I flip back through at the end of the year, I can take a look at the different highlights from the month and have all of those memories. And so I really love this. I also really enjoy putting them inside of a pocket, because I do share my bullet journal publicly on social media. And so I love that it gives me a little bit of privacy to have it sitting inside of a pocket. I have been playing around with all kinds of pockets lately. They have been one of my favorite things to add to my bullet journal. I think the very first one I did was probably back in June. Nope, I'm wrong. The very first one I did was in March. The very first pocket I did was in March, and I created this side pocket, and I was so nervous about having it where the insert was sitting on the side like this. I was like, if I lift up my bullet journal, it's just gonna fall out of there. So I ended up attaching this one in with a magnet, which was so fun to create. But it just has this cute little insert that sits right inside of this little vellum pocket, and it attaches with a magnet. And so like it gets to this point and I can feel the magnet like pull it down in there. I just love that. But that was the very first pocket that I created. And since then, there have been several different more styles and types of pockets that I've put in my bullet journal. And this is definitely one of the easiest ones I've done. I was using the October mystery kit from Sadie Stickers, which is where all of these stickers came from. And it also came with this piece of vellum. And so I cut the piece of vellum into a square and I'd already cut out my insert and created that, which I do have. I have not uploaded the short yet, but it will be up soon. So depending on when you're watching this YouTube video, the short is either on its way or it's already on my channel. Just depends on when you're watching this video. So if you're watching it right when this video is released, the short's not up yet, but it is coming because I did go ahead and film the process of creating my self-care bingo page and my November highlights page. So you'll be able to see how I made this pocket, but it was super, super simple. And I did that very intentionally because I've been playing around a lot with a little bit more complicated type of pockets, which I feel like this one is definitely took a lot more work. Whereas this one, I cut out a square of this, folded it in half, taped it to the page, and then you just stick your little insert right inside of it. It is so easy. And so I definitely wanted to share something where if you are new to playing around with pockets and didn't want to do something super complicated, you could see how to execute a pocket that comes out really, really cute, but is also really quick and easy to add to your page. So that is it for my November setup. And this was so hard for me to focus on this month because I had the opportunity to work with Paper Trail Plans and get started creating a kit to use for my yearly spreads for my 2025 bullet journal. And so once that came in, which was like right at the end of October, I immediately wanted to jump right into my 2025 spreads, and that it totally stole my focus. And then I had to pull myself back and go, I need you to focus and finish your November spreads so that way they're ready and prepared once you actually start November. Because at the time, I think it was probably October 30th. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 2 days away from November. I got to get these spreads finished. So I'm really glad I did, because I love these spreads. I think they came out beautifully. And I now have my completely set up bullet journal and it is ready for me to use. But I want to share a sneak peek at my 2025 bullet journal so you guys can see what I have started working on and why it was so difficult for me to stay focused on November, because I was really, really excited about 2025. So let's open up my new bullet journal. This is from Archer and Olive. And I do have a video sharing more about this bullet journal as well as the kit that I'm using for my yearly spreads. I'll have that linked in the description box if you would like to check that out and get more information about the stickers that you're going to see me show right now. So starting off my first page, I did what I originally was calling an about me page, but very quickly realized that I didn't really write down like anything about myself on this page. And so I guess it makes more sense to call it more of an intro page, or almost like a addition to a "this book belongs to" page. This page has a custom sticker from Paper Trail Plans that says Tay's Planner. And so this very much feels like just a really cool kind of extension of that first page of "this planner belongs to." It's Tay's Planner. That's whose it is. That's a picture of me. I am Tay. And then I added in, of course, the stickers from the new chapters kit that we created. And when I got started on this, it made me so incredibly happy, because I knew I really wanted a color palette that felt very kind of neutral, and wasn't super like season specific when we were working on the kit and figuring out the florals and the colors. I knew that, but I also knew that I am someone who really enjoys color. And so I didn't want to go with just neutrals of like just browns or just black and white or anything like that. I'm so glad we brought in the beautiful teal and the orange and the pink, and then even some of the softer muted tones with like the browns and stuff that's in the beige and creams. I feel like it gives it such great balance, and it's not overwhelmingly bright. It's not too anything. It is just absolutely perfect. I love these colors so much, and it makes me really happy every time I see it. I also am obsessed with this sticker. I just fell in love with it immediately upon seeing it, which is why it was one of the first stickers I put down in my journal. As soon as I got started, I was like, yeah, we're grabbing that sticker. I love it. And then the next thing I got to work on is my future log. And so the other great thing that I think is so amazing about these stickers, they don't have any foil on them, but I think this color palette pairs well with all the foil colors, like rose gold, gold, and silver. I have some rose gold on this first page. And then on this page, I have gold stickers paired with it. And so I think this color palette works well with gold, silver, and rose gold. The next spread I do is going to have silver on it. But I've got my future log down here, and this is going to be fantastic for writing out any upcoming plans for months past the current month that I'm working on, as I start getting into the monthly spreads for 2025. But this is fantastic. That way, if like I'm in February, for example, but something is coming up in June, I can go ahead and write it down here. And I've got a quick reference to things that are coming up in the future. And so we've got January through April here, May through July on this page. I just created a little Dutch door, and that way I was able to use my same title going across all the pages. This one I have not finished getting a chance to decorate, because this is when I told myself to please stop and refocus on November. But I'm, now that November is complete, so looking forward to getting right back to this and continue working on my setup, continuing to decorate these pages. And I love that they don't take a ton of decoration, right? You can just add in a few stickers, because the goal is to give myself plenty of room to write. And that way I can just jot down anything important that needs to go on these pages. And I also really love that there's enough stickers in the kit to go across multiple pages. Now, I do want to say, I do have 2 sets of the 12-page kit. So it comes on these little sticker sheets here. And I've got 2 sets of the kit for myself personally. And then, of course, I just mentioned that I ordered in more of the florals and more of the washi, which you can, the washi is what I used on the sides here. And that was why I had to order in more of the washi, because I decided to use it to trim this Dutch door. So I ended up using a lot of the washi. So depending on how you decide to use your kit, you may not need as much as I do. And I think that is such an important thing to keep in mind when you're doing your bullet journaling. It is so important to have it customized to you and to your style. And so for me, I'm somebody who likes to use a lot of stickers, but I also know that for each month, I'm only going to be doing 1 setup a month, and that my monthly setups are only 8 pages long. Ooh, sticker usage. That brings up one really good point that I actually wanted to discuss very quickly, and then we're going to wrap up this video because we've covered everything. But I was thinking about that sticker usage in terms of like my monthly setups, and then also keeping in mind the fact that I do know I've recently gained quite a few new followers since starting to do bullet journaling content on my channel, and I am somebody who uses a lot of stickers. However, I'm only doing 8 pages in my monthly setup. And I definitely want people to keep that in mind if you're going to try out my particular style of bullet journaling, because I don't want anyone coming away feeling overwhelmed. Because you can look at my pages, and there are a lot of bullet journalers I follow who do a lot more like drawing or sketching or doodling in their bullet journals, or it's much more streamlined and it's much more about having it be more function over being decorative, where mine is heavily decorative. Heavily, and I love it that way. It's super pretty and it makes me happy, and I am more likely to reach for and look at and utilize my bullet journal when it's cute. That's just my personality. I'm somebody who's gonna put all the stickers on the page, but I also know that I'm only creating 8 pages each month, and so that is a manageable amount of pages, and decorating and the time it takes for me to decorate is manageable for me. If you are feeling like it's overwhelming, or you have more than 8 pages in your monthly setup, you have several different pages, I would highly recommend not having as much sticker decor on the page as I'm doing, because that may make your bullet journaling process end up feeling a bit overwhelming. And I definitely don't want anyone coming away from one of my videos feeling that way. So, the thing that I learned about bullet journaling that made me so excited about it was that bullet journaling is about customizing your journal to work for you. You don't have to do what you see other people doing. You just have to make your journal fit you. And it took me a long time to figure out what it was about my journal that would make it fit me. And I hope that you are able to find the things and incorporate what works for you, what fits for you, and anything that's not a match, you can just be like, it's okay, I don't need that. And embrace the things that bring you joy and make you happy in your bullet journal. So that was all I wanted to say about that, because my hope is that people come away from watching my content feeling inspired and feeling like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome, I could definitely do that. And then if you're seeing something where it's just like, oh, that's a bit too much, or it's not a good match for me, then you can be like, oh, I don't need that part. And that's perfectly fine and okay as well. So thank you all so much for watching and taking the time to spend some time with me today. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next video. Bye.